some of the reasons you say this is important for long-term optimism. AI increases productivity, blockchain reduces friction. Explain how that works.
Well, as we look at the world right now, a lot of people think of blockchain and they're like, this is very confusing. Just think about it as the internet back in 1993. People are like, I'm never going to buy anything on that. I'm never going to ultimately go down that road. This is the future right now of making frictionless adoption, real world answers, and ultimately bringing the market into the 21st century. There's a lot of inefficiency that blockchain solves. When you add AI to it, you get Web 3.0, Web 4.0, and ultimately we get a much more intelligent system going forward.
In addition to the intimidation factor you just described, though, there's there's a lot of resistance by duopolies like the credit card, Visa, MasterCard, big banks. A lot of these entities that have been around, they have it pretty good right now. So maybe not in their best interest to have all of these things come through. Are you concerned that ultimately the things like the Genius Act or some of the things they're trying to do with stablecoin don't make it all the way through?
I mean, I think that they're going to get through.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, there's just a better answer. We need to keep the U.S. dollar strong. And so if we don't do it, the rest of the world's going to do it. But ultimately, smart contracts are the future here. And I think we're heading that direction.
All right, let's talk about the overall market, because you think we're priced for perfection. You point to elevated multiples, the concentration factor. Also, this is interesting. You think there's too much confidence maybe in this soft landing scenario?
I mean, there's obviously a big debate. I mean, should the rates come down? I think that if you look at average America, that's the reality. We're in a stressful position right now. And so I think that the market is priced for perfection. And if we just see a little bit of cooling off right now, it could go negative, or maybe some terrorist attack or something like that. We're just at very high multiples.
Well, and to that point, you did also point out that we don't necessarily need a catastrophe per se,
right?
Because these markets are so priced for perfection, and you're worried about the consumer.
Yeah.
You're worried about credit being elevated, savings are thin, or essentially non-existent. Insurance and property taxes, that was an interesting part of this. Is this just, these are things that you just kind of talked about rates? Higher rates aren't going to help this. Lower rates aren't. I mean, these are things that are autopilot and they do hurt people.
The Fed can't even touch them, right? So prior to 2020, we only had inflation in 3 places in our economy: education, your home, and healthcare. Now it's systemically everywhere. How can the Fed lower rates and it affect your insurance company? It's not going to. And so we've got some elevated numbers right now, better than 28% if you look at trueflation.com, which I personally think gives us a more accurate understanding of inflation. And so if the consumer's 70% of GDP, the consumer's got some issues right now, and that could become a big challenge, even though we got the big, beautiful bill.
Right. All right. So less than a minute to go. Let's just talk about areas that you like, that you think right now long-term bullish. You like silver and silver miners right here.
Silver's on sale right now, Charles. I mean, it was at 120 here just at the end of January. If you want to do NVIDIA chips, you got to go silver. It is the connector of electricity. You want data centers, AI, solar panels. SIL gives you the opportunity to allocate into a bunch of different names. So let someone smart connect you to the dots, but the input price to produce it is not going up nearly as much as the price of those metals. And so I think you're going to see some of the most profitable companies in that.
Oil is interesting in the sense that I feel like, we got a bounce obviously associated with the situation in Iran, but before then, it was trending lower. You like it long term?
I do like it long term. I mean, it's a dividend payer, right? I mean, they're going to cut their kidneys out before they cut their dividend. This is a drill, baby, drill economy. So I think that the oil producers are going to continue to run. I think Venezuela gives us some really unique opportunities with that. We're not going off oil anytime soon. I love EVs, but oil's still here to stay.
And of course, you like cash. BIL is a way to play that. David, good stuff.
Yeah, appreciate
you, man. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff. All right, folks.